Hello, this is Ken Gasgard. In part 3 of my demonstration on merit marks, I will discuss cooperative merit mark techniques. For one person, making the complete merit mark recommendations for a whole squadron is a lot of work. Gathering the information can be difficult, and worthy members can be overlooked. In most squadrons, we usually have a form on which to send what members have done, and from these oft-times scruffy notes a submission is assembled. If you can convince people to use DB2000, things can be made much easier. Committee chairmen and instructors can keep merit mark data throughout the year on their computers, and when the time comes for the merit mark chairman to assemble the final submission, this data can be emailed to him and imported into his DB2000 database. Open the merit mark grid, and from the File menu, select Save Merit Mark File, and when the dialog shows, give the file a name that will identify the sender, say a department or a committee. You must keep the squadron identifier part of the name, so I'm going to, and that includes the underscore. I shall back this out and save the file. Okay, the file is saved, and I will show you how to email it directly from DB2000. Open the ComGrid, and from the list of members select the one that is the merit mark chairman. Let's say it's me. Just highlight the email address and you will see that it is in this little box at the top. Click on that and it will open your email client. You can see that the address is already in the form. We need to give it a title. That would do for that. Now we need to attach the file. So we go to Attach, and we go here to My Documents and to the DB2000 folder, and we look for the file that we just made. Here it is, and I just say Attach. Alright, we now have the attachment, and all we have to do is to send. And this will have attached the file to your email client's outbox, and the next time you use your client you can send it. Well, returning to the main screen, I am now going to pretend that I am the merit mark chairman, and I will assume the merit mark chairman's job. Opening the merit mark grid, we can see that it is currently empty. To add data, click on the File menu and Import file. The import dialog is a little bit busy. It has a lot of options that will depend on what you need to do. You can overwrite existing matching records with the imported data. This will eliminate any current data that you might have had. You can add just new records only, that is to say members that are not on your list, or you can append to the existing records if they match. You can preview the append text and force a preview for every entry, or the preview will occur automatically if the recommendations exceed the necessary limitations. You can tag changed records so that you can find them afterwards more easily. And if there are unmatched records in the import, that is to say a member that is not in your database at all, you can choose to add this person optionally into your database as an affiliated member, or you can have it occur automatically, or you can simply ignore those. The defaults are the usual selections that you need, and now we'll just click OK to open the file dialog. We'll find the merit-marked file we're interested in and open it. And now you can see that the grid is populated with the data from that file. Now we will add another cooperative submission. Go to the File menu and open the Import MM file. Accept the default values and click OK, and get the next file we're going to have. And we will open that. We're now showing a course dialog because the recommendation can only have 2 courses, and the import recommendation plus what is in the current recommendation exceeds that for this particular member. So we will now select the 2 courses that we want to keep. Let's say 2 and 3. Then we close that dialog, and now we have an editing dialog. Although we did not select the option that would invoke this dialog for every record, if the imported record and the current record exceed the 438 character limit, this dialog box will always show. The top box is the data that is in the import. The middle box is what is in your current record, and the bottom box is just put there so that you can cut and paste from these into this to form the final recommendation. You can also join them, and here you can see what the problem is. All of the data from the 2 records is not here because it ends with either way, comma, and that's here, so we've lost the last part of this recommendation. We can edit that, of course, and we just take out what doesn't make sense, and we can accept the rest. You can clear this box anytime you want and start over. Notice too that you have the choice of using the edited text or the imported text only or the existing text only. And you may decide to do this for some recommendations because perhaps the recommendation you already have is more than sufficient to get a merit mark, so you don't need the new information, or vice versa. When you're finished, we click OK, and now we see that the list has grown, and continuing in this way we will build the final submission. So that is an overview of how you can use DB2000 for cooperative merit marks. I'll just return to the main screen, and you can play around with that, and I hope you find it useful.